Hey guys, I'm Lighty, and I just wanted to do a quick little video discussing my atlas and how I always do my atlas pretty much every league. This isn't going to be telling you, how to do every map and all that shit. So just showing you my atlas and how I do it and why. So there's two different schools of thought on atlas. Essentially, you can do the one I do, which is you have every map tier 1 through 9 complete. And when I say complete, I mean you complete it with the bonus. Meaning if it's a white map, you have to run it by doing it magic. As it says, kill the boss of magic or higher version of this map. So you just make the map blue. Anything that's T6 plus, if it's a yellow map, it'll say do rare. And then higher than that, T10 will do it red. So you have to do it corrupted, which means you have to alch it and then corrupt it. You can do it, cheesy ways by, if you wanted to have a map, you could just use a trans on it, then a regal, then corrupt it so it only has 2 mods. Might be a little easier for a lot of you out there because some of these maps are a little bit more difficult to run. So when it comes to the higher tier maps, if you want to get the bonus, that's the way to do it. Now, that being said, you don't have to actually have the bonus to have the map drop. So if I just want to run Lair of the Hydra white, this means that I can now have a Lair of the Hydra drop. It is unlocked on my atlas. I don't get the bonus, but I can just still drop from T15s or whatever. When I mean bonus, I mean this bonus in the middle. It says you have an 80% chance, whatever percent chance it has in your atlas, for maps to drop 1 tier higher. That means I have an 80% chance when a T10 drops to go to T11. Now the atlas goes to 126, meaning eventually you'll have a 100% chance. So all T10s will drop T11s, all T5s will drop T6, and on. Now the other 26% means it has a chance to drop 2 tiers higher. So if I have a, tier 10, and I do it and it goes T11 guaranteed because I have over 100%, whatever percent after that has that much percent to go another tier higher. So T10s can drop T12s now, and you can get the gist of it. This means T14s can essentially drop as Guardian maps. But what I do is I do every tier 1 through 9. Past that, I do everything that has a Shaper Orb. If it has a blue circle, it means a drop or Shaper Orb. What's a Shaper Orb? A Shaper is pretty simple. You get them from doing those maps and whatever the condition says. So if I want this tier 15 Shaper Orb, I have to do this map rare and corrupted. I just did this one from doing Val Temple. Fight through the pain. Fight through the pain. Fight through the pain. Alright, and let's get me my Shaper Orb. Tier 10. Bada bing, bada boom. It's that simple. Just do them when they have the bonus to get their orbs. And yeah. Means I can now use this on a shape map, and it makes a map 5 atlases higher, 5 atlas tiers higher, so it makes a tier 10 into a T15. I'm using it on a core because I don't want any T10s. Boom, now it's a T15. So all my T10s, 11, 12, 13s are all shaped, 14 shaped, 15 shaped, but I do have the natural 15, so Dark Forest, Overgrown Ruin, got Core, I got Abyss, and Coliseum. These because they drop good bases. For example, Abyss drops Steel Rings, Coliseum will drop Opal Rings, and it's just good to have them. And then, of course, the Guardians. Aside from that, I have all unique maps. So tier 1 through 9 is done. Tier 11, 12, 13, 14, 15s are all shaped out the ass. So the only maps I'm getting that are essentially dropping from me doing maps are shaped maps. That's why my map tab is all shaped maps and desirable maps, being Guardians, Uniques, and T15s. This is one school of thought. Now, the flip side of this is having it so your atlas is 100% complete. And this is what this looks like in standard. Now, I have this, but the only difference here is you're going to get maps to upgrade of higher tiers more frequently. Obviously, you have a higher chance of bonus percentage objective, but it means you're going to get a lot of maps that you deem undesirable. Now, if you don't really care what maps you run, you just want to run maps that are higher tiers, maybe you get bored of running the same shape maps, fine, complete your atlas 100%, 126% even. That's one way you could do it as well. For some reason, stuff like Adziri doesn't count for the atlas, but Shaper Realm does. So stuff like Shaper and all the Grandmasters. So I suggest for some of these you might have to go get a service if your build can't complete them. But essentially, these are the 2 ways to do my atlas. I don't prefer this method. I just have this method on standard because you never know when the atlas meta might shift. But in leagues, I tend to do the shaped atlas variant, which is only tier 1 through 9. I skip 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, shape all those, then do the rest. If you want to know how to remove something from your atlas, for example, I mentioned doing shape stuff. Say you eventually have to do T11 excavation. You do excavation to get your T11 Shaper Orb, very popular because then you can shape your Spider Forest. After that, you don't want excavation in your map any longer. What you have to do is you just vendor 3 of the section of the color. For example, excavation being red, so it's mastered, and then you vendor those with a scour. You get a master cartographer seal. If you use this on the map, it will remove that map from your atlas altogether. Past that, there's nothing much more I will really do to my atlas except for finishing off the bonus objectives of the maps I already have, which is essentially just T15s and T16s. Hope this little demonstration gives you more insight to how my atlas works and why I get the maps that I want to drop. Essentially just being shape maps, T15s, T16s, and uniques, which is all I give a shit about. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to comment. I'm Lighty, and hope you guys have a good day. Later.